Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another night of Lotus League matches. Tonight we're going to have Abyss Order versus Oh My CC. Matches are about to get started up soon. We're just waiting for one more person to hop on in and then we can get started. So stay tuned. Sorry about the extended wait, folks. Some people just don't respect other people's time. But we're here. Finally. Abyss Order versus Oh My CC. Abyss Order has the round 1 loss automatically due to being late. So right now the set is 1-0. Oh My CC's favor. Oh My CC is the orange team. Abyss Order is the purple team. Bans are finally underway. Let's see what everyone bans. I see a Latias ban. That is interesting. You don't normally see that one. That might be a target ban. But the rest are as per usual. We got Psyduck, the 4 on demand, and Machamp. And we have Blissey. Last ban's gonna fall towards Snorlax here for Abyss Order. And we're gonna see what CC's gonna land on. Is gonna be Charizard Y. Yep, everything's in order. Sounds good to me. What's the first pick here? Better be a good one. Better be a good one, using up everybody's time. All right, as Umbreon, not too shabby. Can be a defender or support. It's more like a support than anything else. I think this one is misclassified, but don't tell anyone I said that. We're going to have Surfetch finally out to play. He's usually banned for being so bulky and mobile. He's going to be accompanied by Crustle. Good stuff so far. And we're going to have a Mr. Mime and Suicune. Yeah, so far, the team of Abyss Order is very area denial focused. Next 2 picks is going to fall to Oh My CC. They have to have some good picks. It's going to be a Latias that is pretty good. It needs its stacks, though, to be truly effective, so it has to be vigilant. There are 3 good targets so far in the Abyss Order, so it should be able to get its stacks just fine with a little help from its team. And it's going to be a Sableye. Sableye is pretty good with the stuns, especially if people are grouped up. It is a board breaker in that regard. Last 2 picks for Abyss Order is going to be Espeon and Meowth. The damage is pretty low on Abyss Order from what I'm seeing. I mean, so far, CC's damage isn't that crazy either, but that could change when Latios get stacks. So they have to be vigilant. Moving in here to final preparations. Once again, This order is already down one game in the set. It's 0-1. CC's favor. About to load into the game. Everyone here is relatively low scalers in this game, so they should be fighting viciously very quickly. All right, let's get started here. Please, no crashes. Everyone has waited long enough. Sometimes people deserve to be rewarded for being on time and for their faith. Just no crashes. I beg of the game, please. No crashes. All right, about to load in. Someone's on the Switch 1. This is taking a long time to load. Someone's on inferior hardware. Confess. Confess. Who's on the Switch 1? Taking up everyone's time. It better not be someone on the best order, I swear. All right, let's finally get started here. Game number 2, technically. We're going to have both the Johto EVs heading to the bottom. Umbreon and Espeon making a good pair. Meowth's going to be the jungler. Up top, we're going to have Suicune and Mr. Mime. Sableye moving on in for the invade. Good stuff. I like it. We're going to have Sirfetch'd holding down top lane by himself. It's going to be a tough time. Talonflame's going to be the jungler. And at the bottom, we're going to have Latios and Crustle. Let's check out this invade over here. Suicune has rotated back in with an X speed. Just standing guard. And up, he has been revealed. Being pushed to the corner. Meowth will get its level 5 unimpeded. Looking at the Sirfetch'd. Gonna get all of that. Look at that critical hit. Over 1,000 damage already on that farm. Talon is in position. 3 players are on top for each team. Meowth is getting ready. Oh, they might catch the Suicune here. That'd be a good pick. Sirfetch'd was away getting the... Well, he's trying to get his level 5. He just wasn't close enough. He probably needed to wait a little bit longer before securing that Balto in the back. Here's what it is. Just get the secure right here. All right. Meowth is overextending here. Might get KO'd. Yep, definitely did. Suicune now on the chopping block. But, hey, they got to pick up the jungler. That's plenty good. At the bottom, Latios is still level 4, but to tick into level 5. This should be it right here. Sableye and Talonflame making their way towards the enemy jungle once again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Meowth goes down. Suicune holding down that red buff for his team. Sableye's like, hey, I like that blue buff, but another buff would be nice. But let's mess with this Mime. Get him away from this farm. Yep, no psychic for you. You can do a light screen though, but that's about it. That's all I will allow. And it's past the 8-minute mark. We're going to be here for Regidrago. Meowth's making his way down. Want to get a Baltoy. Latios with the Draco Meteor. Missing right there. Needs to wait for his teammates for the engage, but down goes Espeon. Next on the chopping block is Umbreon. No, he's got to have to bail. Looks like CC wants to play for this pad. Talonflame's going to have to back up. No, he's going back in for the... to get KO'd. Oh, that's all that's left is a Meowth backing up here. He's gonna try to do the cleanup. A lot of damage, and there's the KO with the meteors. But reinforcements has arrived. More meters for Latios, perhaps. Gonna have to be good ones. Yep, good setup with the telekinesis. That's a KO and Espeon. More meteors. They're gonna add up soon. That's 3 already. He has at least 25 stacks. Leaving Sirfetch'd up to his devices at the top. Reggie. Meanwhile, at the bottom, CC's gonna rip up this Regieleki. No one has scored on Abyss Order just yet. Well, sorry, they have scored. They have 43 points. It is CC that hasn't scored it. All right. It's a KO right there. Talonflame's going to get a nice 30, and that's going to be a 20 from Regieleki. That is going to be 50 points total. Meowth working its way to the top. hitting up this Regieleki. It's gonna have to work fast. Opposition is here. Espeon with his gear and the kill on Sirfetch'd. That just leaves Crustle. Crustle can't do much right now. That is a 4-man push up top. He's gonna stall as much as he can with the X Scissor, but it's not gonna be enough. He's gonna get KO'd pretty soon. He's gonna eject towards the berry. Stalling a little bit longer, but he's gonna get KO'd there. Talonflame coming in with an ult. KO on Espeon, securing it out of its ultimate. That is a whiff Draco Meteor, but that's gonna be a cleanup on this team. Now they're gonna be able to score. And one last score for a 31 over cap. Mr. Mime coming out of position trying to be a hero. Remember, heroes die. That's what you get. Taking a look at Sableye here, going back into this jungle. He's at home, sweet home. Russell holding down the tier 1 for his team. They're gonna gang up on this Meow, taking a lot of damage. She's gonna have to X-speed out of there. Going back in with a Fury attack. Gotta get ulted by Latios. He's gonna come in for the KO, but he's overextended. That basic's gonna kill him from Suicune. There's Meowth, gonna get some scores in. It is being backed up. Oh no, the walls! Dashing and ejecting. All right. Suicune X-speeding, I don't know where he's going. You're gonna have to stay right there, bud. He's gonna ult to try to live, try to get some good damage in. There's the Umbreon ult. It whiffs on Crustle. There is the walls once again. Another X Scissor. Meteors are coming from Bud. The stacks are coming in very fast. The damage is ramping up. Another Fly KO on Espeon. Next is going to be an ultimate on Umbreon. More meteors coming from Bud. Mr. Mime's on a chopping block. KO. A nice little wipe there for CC. And the secure. Sableye back into the enemy jungle where he belongs. More meteors. I believe that was, what, 5 meteors? That means at least 75 Eon stacks. Yep, that's 5. At the top, we're going to have Crustle. Still level 9. Still want to get some levels here. Gonna let Latios get this. I agree. He needs the stacks. Let him get the final hits. Final hits on farm grants him 2 stacks. General hits on players grants him 3 per player. Alright, this lot is gonna be all top. He has his 6 stacks. He's gonna be all over this Suicune. Crustle pushing him into the meteors. Hey, you need to be standing here. Towards the bottom. Uh-oh. Sirfetch'd ult again. He's gonna live a little bit longer. That's a nice KO on Umbreon. Huge conversion from Sableye. Talonflame's coming in from the back. Uh-oh, almost getting the KO there. He's gonna have to dash away. I don't know where he's gonna go. He has nowhere left to run. Same with the Mr. Mime. Nowhere left to run. A composition for Abyss Order is a little bit confusing. They have a lot of setup mons. They have the Espeon, they have Umbreon, Suicune, Mr. Mime. But who do they fall back on? They can fall back on Meowth, but Meowth tends to roam, and it's not always where you're gonna want it to be. And Meowth can only have so many moves at a time. You can only hit so many people at a time. You can only hit one mon at a time. Bit confusing of a draft here. Meanwhile, at CC, it is an investment. Their investment is paying dividends. Latios is all set up. And they have Talonflame and Sirfetch'd to fall back on. Well, Groudon's going to spawn in 5. Everyone's getting into position. Sirfetch'd is playing a bit of an off angle up top. Sableye is granting good vision. This Umbreon is being very risky. There is the Confuse Ray on Suicune. Suicune's a little bit out of position. It's time for Latios to eat here. Suicune's about to go down. He's gonna ult to live. Talonflame goes down, but so does Suicune. Sirfetch'd is here. Mr. Mime ulting in. There's an Umbreon ult. There's meteors. That is too much damage. Yep, clean up on the Meowth. Clean up on aisle 5. Next is Mr. Mime getting stunned, citied out of here. Ejecting. Does CC rip this? I mean, they have the resources to it, but they don't really need it. They are firmly in the lead. Sableye gonna go for a back tap. I wholeheartedly agree. We just need to have Crustle zone out a bit. This team doesn't rip or secure much. This is confusing. This is gonna be very confusing. Meowth is gonna try to rotate back in. It is too late. The score has been secured in, and it's time for Sableye to bounce. Gets the KO there. 50 seconds remain. Again, ripping's not in the cards for Abyss Order. So CC's just waiting. They're very in the lead. Suicune's trying to be a hero. Well, what do we always say? Heroes die. There goes Suicune. Sliced to bits. Same with Meowth trying to do something at the bottom side. To no avail. Now it is a 3v5. Make that a 5v1. You know what? They're just all gone. Time to score. That should do it for game number 2 here for CC. They're now going to be on match point. Yep, the rest of this is just a formality. All right, good stuff to all my CC. Holding it down very convincingly. Their investment in Latios has paid off. They got the KOs in the mid to late game. The meteors came in just as raining from above, and the damage follows suit. Final score is 170 to 611. Check out this details page right here. MVP is going to be Chels. 13 KOs, 6 assists. A lot of good pickup there. Fly Talonflame just flies over the Whirlpool Ice Beam from Suicune, the walls and ult from Mr. Mime, the Bean Look from Umbreon, Espeon ult and Mist, and Meowth can't catch him either. He's up there in the air in the Z-axis. Cannot be stopped that way. Look at the battle data, and yep, it checks out. They definitely had the damage. They had the KOs, and yeah, makes sense to me. Let's see what happens in game number 3. Now, I will say, this team better tell me what they want at the speed of light. My patience is worn thin, but we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Oh, my CC's already at match point because they showed up on time. Fan phase in progress. Let's see. Oh, yep, they get Latios right out of there. Let it be gone. Now, they didn't necessarily need to ban it. I mean, I don't disagree with it. They could have very easily just picked like a ranged mon like a sniper. Just keep pressuring it. But we're going to move on with these bans. We're going to ban out the Psyduck. We're going to ban out the Umbreon, the Zapdos. So far, what you would expect. Charwai, yep, get it out of there. We're going to have one more ban. It's got to be important. I don't know who CC bans because they were just able to handle. Well, Suicune would be the best choice. I agree. Get Suicune out of there. All right, let's see what the best order has in store for us now. First pick's got to be a big one. Got to be important. From what I could gather from their previous game, they like to pick their setup mons first. Their engagers or peelers. Their healers. To get them engaged, we're going to have Snorlax. A good first choice. But I've been learning that you don't necessarily need to pick him first. It's not bad, but it's not entirely necessary. First pick is going to be Meowth over on CC, followed by a Mystery Mon. He has about 5 seconds to choose. And it's going to be 2 Speedsters. If I didn't know any better, I would say they're not respecting them all that much. It sounds like they want to get an early lead and run them over as fast as possible. Sounds like they got places to be. They got to get ready for LCQ tomorrow. They want to watch their hands of this. I can't blame them. Anyway, next pick gonna go over to Abyss Order. They're picking another tank and a Machamp. These are good picks. They're gonna help deal with all the speedsters. They're not gonna care too much for them. They're gonna focus their efforts on somebody else, but let's see who that somebody else is. So far, it is a Crustle and a Zacian. Zacian is another good mon. So now, if I didn't know any better, I would say they're gearing up for Score Comp. If I didn't know any better, they might be gearing up for that. They picked 2 speedsters and a Crustle. Crustle can move at the speed of light if he changes his build a little bit. Gonna have Alolan Vulpix going on the attack, on the offensive. Gonna set up an Ice Lane with Mammoslime, ideally in the bottom lane, and we're gonna have a Leafeon to round up this team. So yeah, once again, sustained damage is not really in the card for Abyss Order. They have some amount of burst damage this time around. We're going to have Kobe last pick. If you pick a 3rd speedster, you know what? I want you to. Go for it. Why not? You guys have a game. You guys have games to spare. And it's Odrio. It's probably Score Comp. It's probably Score Comp. And you have Zacian with the steal on objectives. Oh. Oh, dear. Oh, my. Rest in peace, my goat. I will absolutely say this. Oh, please let it be a Score Comp. Yeah, they look at him. They look at him. Look at him. They are. Look at him. Zacian doesn't need to. Zacian's just there to steal an objective. He's just there to grief. He's just there to grief their efforts. Oh. Oh, this is going to be awesome. Their punishment must be more severe. I'm all here for it. Don't let them play. You want to be late, huh? Well, you won't get to play the game. You got to watch the score. Take this. All my CC slowly become my new favorite team. Justice. Justice, justice, justice. I can't wait to watch this game. You want to be late, huh? All right. Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that Snorlax on that team has a Switch 1. And that's why he's loading so slow. Everyone point and laugh. He's poor and has bad hardware? Man. Everyone's poor, but now you don't have to reveal that. That's between you and your budget. All right. Towards the bottom, Ice Lane, as we suspected. Vulpix, Swinub doing their thing. Center, Leafeon, Snorlax, checking out for potential invades. Waiting patiently in the L. Machop heading to the top, trying to get some stacks in, trying to deny some stacks. Meowth, Drio, just doing their thing, just getting whatever points as possible. Jason's gonna be the jungler. And we're gonna have Crustle and... Uh-oh, Crustle getting snowed over here. Pretty dangerous. Gonna have to back up. Let that Talflin get his levels. There's the Rock Slide, eject. Lucky he got to the Flux. Meowth here all by itself. Backup has arrived. Snorlax is gonna have to X-Speed. That is an interesting choice. Zacian is up here. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a big Metal Claw. That's a second Metal Claw. Leafeon is right there. There's the full here. Back me up, bros. I need some healing. Where the food at? Yeah, it's right there. Oh, man. Berries? Oh, man. All these resources just for me? Oh, man. Let me get my boosteds ready. And Metal Claw. There we go. Heading on in. Meowth the bait. Zacian with the cleanup for the early game. Triple KO! And now it begins. Where's your jungle? Give me more. Come on in. Come on. The water's fine. Let's see what you got in here. Oh, you guys Snorlax. You got people rotating in. All right. Bottom lane. Neutralize them. Get some farm. Create some separation. Dodrio moving on in, moving around, taking down that Snorlax. And he got rid of the X speed. Good value. It's gonna be one of those games, Umi. It's gonna be one of those games. Reggie Drago is here, and that's scoring speed. Uh-oh, they really want this one. Let one of the speedsters have it. That looks like a good idea. You guys play for objectives? I thought you guys wanted to fight. It's technically not the point of the game. Fighting's just a byproduct. That's a KO on that guy. Let's check out this guy over here. Oh, there goes that top pad. He missed a submission. That's gonna be more scores. That is a 30. It's gonna be a 20 here. Excuse me. Yep. Talonflame breaks out. He might get KO'd, but it's fine. He already got his value. Leafeon can't... Who's Leafeon gonna chase? What's that gonna do? You know what I mean? The score is 56 to 150. Now, it'd be bad news for Abyss Order to be down by like 400, 500 points by the time guy Groudon spawns. That's pretty much a game over. Submission Machamp coming in, but he only has one submission at a time. Here comes Leafeon with the cleanup. There's Leafeon with an ultimate. This should be a good cleanup for Leafeon here. That should be a triple KO. Talonflame can't really stop much of that. He's going to have to back up. Finally, Abyss Order's going to be scoring for themselves. Crustle running into the forearm demand, getting KO'd for his troubles. Regieleki is going to walk in. Talonflame's backing up, doesn't want to get slammed. The champ's like, all right, I'm just going to get this, Escavalier. So that's with the 28, Machamp with the 10. Yeah, he has his ult. He has his target on somebody. Meowth heading to the bottom. Crustle with the fluffy tail. Easy secure. Meowth ultimating the Vulpix. The Ninetales, Lone Ninetales goes down. Mamoswine exuding some discipline. Not ulting when he's about to be KO'd. Good stuff. The chat just wants that Crustle for some reason. He's gonna live to regret that decision. Yep. His homies are here. Machamp's ulting in. That ultimate is not that great. He's gonna have to back up. Machamp, you can just grab that. There it is. Well, top lane has disappeared for CC, even though they're in the lead. Wincon is available. Crustle baited out the Leafeon ult. He's gonna ult himself. He's gonna bail. Using up some time. He's actually gonna score 2 more points. Recharge his ultimate. Not before he's gonna get slammed, though. Score? There it is. Now you can die with honor. All right, score is 222 to 198. So, like, Abyss Order's in the lead, but look, they don't have a top pin. So are they really in the lead? Are they? Maybe on paper. Whoa, back up, buddy. Get out of there, Dodrio. You don't want to get KO'd. There's Zacian. Oh, Zacian's like, wait. More points? Leafeon has to... There's a secure. No, he didn't get it. Wait, he did. Talfin got it. This Zacian's got a bail. This Zacian... I understand he can't get out. He's just going to get some damage. Dodrio's like, well, I'm back here. Leafeon's also back there. Well, he had a goal getter. No, he had a score shield, so he's able to get some of that in. Talfin at the back. The rest of the team at this front on tier 1. That's going to be some scores. Block is a good idea, but you have to get it before the invincibility frames activate. Down goes Talonflame. You know what's crazy? They get KO'd, they drop points, and the scores still happen. They're going to score no matter what. Meowth he's got to get out of there. The champ is already... Oh, no, never mind. He got it. Submission came back online, but he's going to get KO'd for that. And he gave up more points. No matter what happens, points will be on the floor. Talonflame with the break, and it's going to fly away. Zacian's like, hey, I got some points before final game. Look at all the candy on the floor. He almost got it. Time to back up and be bait. They're always making... CC's always making Abyss Order back up to try to defend their pad. Snorlax is going to actually do the smart thing and try to back cap himself. You can't stop all the scores, but so it's more prudent to score yourself. This is a Flail Snorlax. Interesting choice. And every time's not really going to have much value. CC's just too mobile, so I understand. Drio's like, hey, I want to score something again. Excuse me. Who wants to sit and watch center pad? Who wants to watch home pad all the time? Yeah, he's definitely going to get that. Let's watch up over here. The champ's all over that. This is win condition, but technically it's really not. The idea of getting this and then having it walk to the pad is just to score, but you could just score anyway. You don't need to have this objective. Oh, he's waiting for double time. He doesn't want to use his 50. He wants a hundo burger. Zacian's right here, gonna get massive value. Oh, everyone dive the tank. He thinks he's somebody. He thinks he's people. KO. Oh no. Oh no, Dodrio, you didn't. He got it. He's gone. Ult out of there, bud. Goodbye. Zacian's like, well, time to just ult as a formality. Zacian's gonna get KO'd, though. That's gotta be a lot of people flying in. Crosso's gonna be ulting just to slow down the pace. He wants the KO on the... Oh, they got it here. Whoa, Abyss Order has a chance here. They have to play this very carefully. It's time to play some defense. Anyone who overextends is gonna regret it. They have to play very carefully. All right, everyone on Abyss Order just getting some resources, getting some ult charge back, getting some levels, some last minute levels. But also with the stealth rocks on the pad, that is a good idea. Slow down the score, but it's not slow down enough. Mammo's gonna be ulting in. The rest of the speedster's like, all right, you guys got that. We're just gonna score. We don't have much of a choice. Leafeon ulting in. Abyss Order with too much points. Yep. You can't stop all the scores. You're just gonna have to score yourself. Well, Abyss Order holding their own. We got ourselves a set here. It's gonna be 2-1. CC's favor still. Good KOs. There's like a nice cleanup. They're telling the cheese comp not today. So it was a bit interesting. They went with the Zacian. Zacian was kind of like the only one who kind of didn't fit with the theme. He was there to like try to steal the objective, but like that requires him to be healthy to do so, and he could just be focused, and he will be focused because everyone else is just running around like crazy. There's no one there to set up Zacian. He's the kind of Milan that wants to be set up. He doesn't really do the setup himself. But, you know, c'est la vie. Final score, 770 to 643. High scoring game. Pretty close. Knight will be the MVP. 8 KOs, 4 assists, 87 overall rating, 196 points scored. Probably with the 227, though. Just not quite enough. And more damage is falling towards Abyss Order. They got 71 and 75,000 damage, respectively, between Leafeon and Alolan Ninetales. Well, don't go on anywhere. We're going to get ready for this next set of games. Stay tuned. Grah, gamers, grah! We're here for game number 4. 2-1 in the set. CC's leading. They just need one more to bring her home. And we can all move on with our lives. Let's get back to these bands. Keep that Latios out your mouth. Another band I'd like to see is Machamp once again. Machamp's just getting too much value. Machamp was like the one thing that could slow down that score comp. And it was available because they just couldn't get it themselves. So yeah, it is what it is. We're here now. Let's see the rest of these bands. Same as before. Psyduck, Blissey. No surprises here. Snorlax. That's good. He's big and bulky. He doesn't know when to go down. Hey, they should have the balls to go score comp again. They should have the brass cojones to try that again. Bet you won't stop us this time. There is the Umbreon. Good first pick. Who we're going to have on CC. There is a regular Lucario. No, you want some kind of all-rounder. We'll settle on Sirfetch'd. And we're going to have Suicune. All right, they're playing for keeps. They want to close out of this set. They got LCQ tomorrow. Next two picks going to fall to Purple Team Abyss Order. They're going to have the another support in Clefable, and they're going to have Buzzwole to grab somebody. All right, we're going to take Leafeon away from Abyss Order. I like that they're taking picks away. They wanna see how deep their mon pool goes, and we're gonna have Trevenant. All right, good lineup so far for CC. A good attacker would be very prudent. To find out which one, we're gonna have to see the last two picks for purple team first. There is a Pikachu, perhaps to tackle the Speedster. That's not a bad idea. And we're gonna have Mimikyu. Hey, listen. Razor Leaf, the situation goes nuts here. Trust. Just has the body block from the static of Mimikyu. But if Razor Leaf, the situation would go nuts here. But they're going to settle on Delphox. A lot of fire spins, I'd imagine. That'd be a good idea. A lot of anti-heal. They have a lot of healers on their team. They have a lot of bulky front line. They don't have a lot of range, though. Suicune and Delphox are going to be doing a song of ice and fire. Final preparations. Moving on in. About 20 seconds left. Then we can finally get started here. I like both teams' comps. Though CC has the range advantage, but it can be circumvented. Can be. Pikachu's ult will do a lot of work here, but it doesn't have a lot of punching power. Well, it has decent punching power. He hits everybody. It's going to come down to how well OMICC can keep out their engagements, which is already limited from Abyss Order. Their real engage is just Buzzwole and Mimikyu. That's all they really have. All right, loading in. Almost done here. There's the man. I know he's on inferior hardware. I know it. I feel it. I can see it. Look at that load bar. It goes so slow. I know I'm putting this man on blast, but that's because his team was very late. So take that. Wow, this is a real loading screen. Oh my goodness, we're not loaded up yet. Did somebody crash? There it is. Hallelujah. All right, y'all know the drill. Wait, hold on. Someone did crash. Oy vey. Oh. I was gonna pause it. Wait, he's moving. All right. Finally, he can play. All right. Clefairy working his way to the top to reconvene with the Buzzwole. At the bottom, we're going to have Pikachu checking up for invades. For the Mimikyu here, trying to get his levels. They'll be going up against the Tree Stump and Trevenant. Going up against Eevee as an Umbreon later. His Delphox just needs its levels ASAP. That's why Trevenant's so aggressive. I like it. Over at the near the top. Leafen's just going to play it safe, get its level 5. No fuss, no fuss. Heading to the top with the Suicune and the Sirfetch'd. They're there ready for the 9-10 farm. Leafon is lying in wait. Buzzwole is by itself. I hope that stack was worth it. You put your team on a 3v2. And they already don't have the range to contest. Mimikyu's like, well, I'm just going to get some levels over here in the center. I gotta have to take care of me. I'm gonna head to the bottom. Let's actually check that out right now. Mimikyu's gonna get easy eats, but there is a Trevenant. Trevenant running Curse. A confusing choice. I kinda wish that Trevenant was running Woodhammer. But I guess he wants the Curse to deal... I mean, if he's Curse Horn Leech, I guess he wants to use that to deal with all the healing that's going to be happening, but just displacing the enemy is plenty to work with. In the enemy jungle, Buzzwole's now reached level 5. That's going to be a freeze. That should be an easy KO on Mimikyu. There it is. Leafon is 7.5. Almost 8. He gets his ult at 8. All Eevees get their ultimates at 8. Regidrago is available. Sirfetch'd is level 7 as well. They are ahead in levels. Taking a look at Umbreon. Trying to box out the Trevenant. But the objective, Regidrago's going to fall to Leafeon of Oh My CC. That is, in fact, a Volt Tackle Pikachu. Well, Pikachu's going to have to be careful. Yes, Volt Tackle is a strong weapon, but if he goes in, he's very vulnerable to damage. Not invincible. He just hinders resistance when he's using that move. Leafeon heading to the bottom here. Doesn't have his ultimate. Didn't quite see who he used it on, but I hope we got value from it. There is the E-Ball. That's a lot of damage. There is the Volt Tackle, but CC's got the farm. It is Cursed Hornleech. I like that. There's another curse. Slow him down, Trevenant. Slow him down. Proc it again. Move him towards the parry. There's a Volt Tackle. Mimikyu's going down. Trevenant's doing a great job distracting the backline. There's another Hornleech. There's another curse. There's another Hornleech. Triple combo. All right. CC's gonna get all over this Reggie Ice. Trevenant is not done yet. He's moving on in. He's level 8. He's outpacing the enemy jungler. He's getting those KOs. Curse them down. KO. Bustle's slamming Suicune. That's not gonna be enough. There's an angry tree. He's gonna ult. That's an ultimate. That's a lot of damage. They're about to go down here. Trevenant's going in. Curse Hornleech. Bring him over here. Uh-oh. Tree's in danger. All his team is here to back him up. Another Hornleech. Another curse. The passive activates. Down goes Trevenant. Suicune almost level 10. Gonna eject past the wall to juke the Buzzwole with his 4 legs. Leafeon's like, well, you guys do that. I'm gonna get some more value back here. That Mimikyu's not level 9 yet. I might be able to push on that, but no, there is a Clefable with the gravity. Sirfetch'd is like, don't worry, guys, I got this. I got all the farm, and I got the Regieleki. We got some pressure. What are we gonna do here? Leafeon's like, I know, we're gonna go towards the bottom. Who's gonna stop us? That Umbreon? Nonsense. Sirfetch'd's like, oh, don't worry, pals, I got this. I'm gonna see if I can get a pick. Trevenant, you're with me. That Shadowxy won't do much against a Detect Sirfetch'd. Nero ulting that Trevenant. He loves the damage. He's here to play. There's another Hornleech. Down goes Mimikyu once again. This team is beefy and bulky and mobile. Honestly, in my opinion, Abyss Order right now doesn't have enough firepower to punch through this team. You're gonna have to work on something else. We're gonna have to try to do something else. Looking at this team, the best they can really hope for is to try to get a pick from someone overextending. Another Shadow Sneak. Another super power. There's a Detect making Buzzwole whiff. Buzzwole's getting really greedy for the damage. He's gonna get KO first trouble. Another Detect, but he's gonna get brought down. Shadow Sneak is putting in a lot of work. Trevor's like, guys, I'm coming. Curse, curse, double KO. Down goes Clef. Cut doesn't know what to do. Doesn't have much of an options. KO for the Leafeon. Double KO for Leafeon. This team is geared for team fights. Looking at this now, a Mage Pikachu with the Thunderbolt Thunder would have been much nicer for the team. They have no range to compete. Sirfetch'd in the back line. There is the ultimate from Pikachu, but it's nowhere near enough. The damage doesn't come fast enough. Time to score, boys. 1840-50. Good stuff. Leafeon, whoa, you're not getting Leafeon like that. Hold on. Slow your roll there, bruh. You're not a one-man show. Abyss Order's got to slow down with the hero plays. They got to work as a team. Trevenant's like, oh man, give me more. Give me more. Give me more. KO on Pikachu. Triple KO for Suicune. Alright. Oh, my CC's not playing any games. That last game was Abyss Order's one freebie. About 1 minute left until Groudon spawns once again. One more minute. Leafeon's like, hey, there is a Registeel here. I would like this very much. Clef is coming on down to scout out the competition. Is gonna get frozen for it. Leafield might not be able to secure this. All right, Mimikyu got it. They're gonna give up a Suicune for it. That's A-OK. They're gonna make a play for this. Honestly, they should just let it go. Whoa, Trevenant's here. Whoa, the big man's here. The big bad defender. Almost taking down Mimikyu. He will take down Mimikyu. I agree with it. Take him down. Uh-oh. This is not good for Abyss Order. They're getting KO'd here. They can, oh no, is this gonna be a quad? I don't think it needs to be. And they got the Regieleki. It's gonna walk in? No. No, no. Everything's breaking. That final objective no longer matters. Time to score, boys. Trying to get a KO before the time runs out to get more of the double time. He's gonna make do with that. He's gonna score again for the ult charge. No, he won't. He's just gonna push people back into their home base. Tell him to take a load off. You've done enough. Fly with the Metrodome. That's not gonna do much. That's gonna be another Horn Leech. There comes the fireworks. Mimikyu's trying to make another hero play, but once again, heroes die. Trevenant's like, oh, this is fine. You guys don't have any damage. I can fight here for days on your pad. But you can't, however. Another KO for Sirfetch'd. Bossel's ulting it, but that's not the execute. That's not enough damage on Delphox. That won't do much. Pikachu Voltecking in a tree, but Tree eats those for breakfast. More scores going in. The points are flying. It's 78 to 796. They're up by 700 points plus. This is not stopping. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Stop, they're already dead. That's enough. Please, mercy, disengage, disengage. What a set. What a set. Well, what more can you say? There's not much to say here. They're about to reach the blessed 1,000 points to get some more KOs here. Well, they don't necessarily need to. This is plenty good. Oy, 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 oy. Oh, I gotta answer a question in chat. Volt Tackle Pikachu, when it activates, is hindrance resistant, but it is now vulnerable when it disengages from that move. That's pretty much it. There's other ways you can stop it mid Volt Tackle. You just have to use specific moves. But looking at this final score here, we got 78 to 950. Good stuff here. Chels with the, oh my god, 21 KOs, 12 assists, 408 points scored? Bro! Ay, 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 look at all these assists. 22, 28, 20. They're just a well-oiled machine. They don't need heroes. They got themselves. Battle data reflects this. Massive damage. 80k for Trevenant is a lot of damage for Trevenant, first of all. Second of all, Chels with 101k damage dealt, and we have reversed with 90k damage dealt himself. Oi, oi, oi. Incredible damage. Simply incredible. What a set here. Well, that's it. We would like to have shown more, but hey, we couldn't show the first game because the first game didn't happen. That was the DQ. Yeah, we had Oh My CC taking game number 2. Then we had Abyss Order taking game number 3, sorry. And then they wrapped up the rest of the set. So, good stuff to Oh My CC. Congratulations to them once again. We won't have time for an interview. All the time has been used up, and you can imagine why. But never fear, this will be uploaded to Jigs2_Unite on our respective channels. You can expect that. I have been your host. You guys have a good night, and see you next time. And also enjoy LCQ. Peace.